Hey, welcome to the returning weekly ROH shows. We haven't done an ROH exclusive show that was just television in a while because we used to do the War Room. As always, I am the huge one, Dave Coco from KocoSports.com or ProWrestling.me. And we're joined by LK. As always, we ask win, loss, or tie. What did you think of this Ring of Honor?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than receiving spoilers from this sack of shit, which we'll go no further on. Literally, what grinds my gears is, I'm not going to let this go.
For the record, this is an ROH review. You've been complaining about TNA spoilers for like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, you won't bring it up on air. What do you think of ROH? Goddamn TNA spoilers.
Like, legit.
Let it go, man. Focus on ROH, man. Focus on ROH. What do you got?
I enjoyed the show. Some great wrestling on there. Looking forward to next. They built next week's show up very well as well. Commentary was amazing. Ring announcing was amazing. It looked more professional than what it has done in a very long time. The set looked great. The crowd were great. I liked it. I'm going to give it a weak win, not a strong win, just a weak win. I like how obviously this is the first show back after the best of. So it's kind of good to, refresh the champions, refresh the rivalries, and that's what they've done. And I'm looking for, and they built a new star in one match. So apart from that, I dig this show a lot. And if there's a show so far this week that I've watched and liked the most, I'll probably go Ring of Honor. Like, this has been the best show of the week. TNA in a close second. Well, I can't be asked to rank them down. I'm in a cranky mood, so you can break down the first segment.
Gotcha. I'm giving it a win, but I do notice something different about real wrestling compared to others. When it comes to sports entertainment, I keep my Twitter machine open. I keep my Facebook open. I keep conversations going because it doesn't feel like a real event. It's just like, yeah, we're here. All right, there's a fucking promo. I noticed I've shut everything down in full screen for like certain companies. New Japan. I barely ever live tweet on New Japan. Lucha Underground. Also, you have, I'm trying to think, Ring of Honor. I noticed, I was in the mood of watching a lot of shows because we're trying to do a lot more content this year. 2016 is the year of content. And I've been watching more shows, and I just noticed, I'm like, oh, I'm going to shut everything down and watch Ring of Honor and put it up on a big screen. And it's weird, like, how a real professional wrestling company changes your outlook of how you watch the product. And I was just weird because I was like, oh, Ring of Honor, whoa, Roppongi Advice. Let me shut everything down, big screen this. I'm going to sit back and fucking relax and enjoy this. And I wish more wrestling was like that. I mean, sometimes WWE is so bad, I'm like, oh, man, maybe I could fucking play Plants vs. Zombies or something while this is going on. So, no, I was excited to see some real fucking professional wrestling this week. I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm giving it a win. I would almost say perfect, but like the middle of the show, it reminds me of good things in the middle, but it drags in the middle. I thought this show would have been perfect if it just didn't drag in the middle. But that's just my advice, my thing. But I think it's a win. I think the first match was amazing, and then the last match was amazing. Someone broke the radar on for me in the middle of it. I always knew he was good, but now I'm like, oh fuck, he's really good. He's not just hype. And that's the problem with the internet these days. Sometimes you hear someone's good, and then you're like, oh, it might just be hype. And then you go watch and you're like, no, that motherfucker's really good. And I found that out in the middle of this show. So overall, I'm giving it a win. In the live comments, fucking YouTube, send us a message any way you know how. Like, pretty soon it's going to be like you have to scroll up pieces of paper, walk by my house, put it in a crack, and then I'm going to have to get the piece of paper out and read it and be like, it was all about the roses. I mean, fucking Jesus Christ. Can you make it any harder for people to comment, YouTube? Sorry. You and TNA spoilers be with YouTube. Let's focus on Ring of Honor. Roppongi Vice, you got Rocky Romero and Beretta versus the All Night Express. I just enjoyed this match a lot, and I'm so happy Roppongi Vice is getting over in Japan and in America because they came out, they were hyped up beyond belief in New Japan, the Ring of Honor, and when they have premiered, they just came out listening to a wet fart. No one fucking cared. You know, a lot more Americans are finding out about Roppongi thanks to ROH commentary. Roppongi. If you're a young man and STDs don't bother you, that's not fair. It is the party place of Japan. Even though Shibuya is catching up quick, but Roppongi Vice it's got like the reputation of Vegas. You're just like, all right, let's go fucking wreck this place. And then Miami Vice, no one knew what that was in Japan. So I'm glad. Wrestle Kingdom Roppongi Vice was over. At Ring of Honor, Roppongi Vice was over. And I'm happy for them. And they go against the All Night Express. I enjoyed this match tremendously. Roppongi Vice might be the year of, was that really the fucking finish? They always have a finish where if they lose, you question if that was really the finish. And at first I thought it was the referee messing up or the company's messing up, but I'm like, oh no, that's how Roppongi loses. Roppongi Vice loses by fucking, oh my God, it was a tag and I couldn't believe it. Oh my God, a fast count and I couldn't believe it. Like they always have that I couldn't believe it moment when they lose. Overall, definitely enjoyable and I enjoyed it a lot. What was your thoughts on Roppongi Vice versus All Night Express?
Yeah, I enjoyed this match a lot. Sorry, I don't know if this is you or just me, but you're when you talk a little bit cracky. I don't know if it's just me. Just in case.
I don't know. I hope not. Yeah, because I've done absolutely nothing different.
Okay, so. I'm just checking. Just I don't know. Maybe check back the feedback of the actual video itself. I don't know. Maybe it just might be my internet not picking up yours as quick as everyone else. So I don't know. But anyway, my opinion on the match itself, I really enjoyed it. It's the best tag team division in the world, period. It's a fact, not even an opinion. It's a fact. The best tag division in the world. I love Roppongi Vice. I kind of like ANX. Kenny King's bulking, which is great for Kenny King.
Kenny King, I love Kenny King more than a straight man should. Nicest guy in the fucking world, deserves everything. Just amazing fucking guy.
Fingers crossed he's going for another big run then, because you can see that he's bulking. So he's taking my advice on like Bo Dallas, which is getting himself in fucking shape, you know. And that is funny because you know people say, "Oh, Ring of Honor, that's second tier stuff," but you look at these athletes; they're all in tip top condition. Like I dare you to find someone who has better cardiovascular condition than Roderick Strong. Like it doesn't happen. Like they're all in top shape, and I enjoyed this match. There was one point that scared me, which was when not Titus O'Neil, Red Titus gets back body dropped over the top. He goes to land on the apron, but his leg kind of slipped and he just landed on the floor. That was kind of a scary moment for me. But apart from that, it was really good. Everything was crisp, fluent. It was a great match. Just if you're out there and you love tag team wrestling, Ring of Honor's for you. Like literally, their division is out of this world. When you in a 1 hour show, when you can have 2 tag team matches, then have a promo dedicated to 3 different teams. So that means on this show already, we're looking at 7 teams, and they're all there's a story to all of them. And these aren't 7 jobber teams. These are 7, depth teams because it's such a depth roster. And I absolutely adore Ring of Honor's tag division, which is why I'm such, they treat every division so well. Like the tag division is so important. The TV title, they've made so important thanks to Lethal and Strong. And the world title stands alone in probably one of the most prestigious belts in the world right now. It's just a testament to the company. And when you do focus on the wrestling aspect and instead of the sports entertainment aspect, it just proves that, they may not draw a lot, but to the fans who, their niche audience is, they'll appreciate it. They'll put it over. But you got to understand, I don't know why Ring of Honor is even in the TV market, to be honest, because they're never going to go mainstream. They're never, ever, ever going to go mainstream because it's such a niche audience, but that niche audience loves it. And I guess it's good to see them on TV. What's your actual opinion on them being on TV? Should they just stick to the internet? Because I'm pretty sure they're not making that much money from comment. I just don't see the point of them being on TV because they're never going to get past 200,000 viewers ever because it's such that niche audience that people just don't care about wrestling anymore, and you can't help that. You just can't.
I see your point, but no, I'd still go on television because there comes a point where, like, you've done everything. You have to expand. You have to move on. Like, if they go back to just DVD sales or just internet pay-per-views, they've done that. You want your company to keep growing. You don't want to be a stick in the mud. You don't. So I see it, and I think they can slowly but surely become more popular. The problem is a lot of people are comparing them to WWE and when the ratings, and they shouldn't. They just should be comparing them to how much it costs to run. WWE cost a lot of money to.
What's going on? Dave, what was that? What was that?
I don't know how far it got out. There's just technical difficulties on YouTube's end. Like we're just saying, there's bad connectivity and all that. But you're still on the air.
Okay, I'm still on the. Okay.
Good. I'm glad to. Fucking YouTube, man.
You know what it is? It's that guy who posted the spoiler, and it's him and Dave Meltzer teaming up. They're taking over Google. They're taking over YouTube. I blame this on Dave Meltzer. Simple. Dave, fuck you, you dirty piece of shit.
I don't even hate Dave Meltzer that much. Oh man, I don't know what the hell happened. Hopefully you were still on the air. I don't know what the hell we were talking about. Oh man, technical difficulties. Brought to you by
my day.
YouTube, Google. What is it? We should just regroup. Let's regroup with the next thing. So I don't know when it got caught off. Roppongi Vice, All Night Express, amazing to watch. Next, the Kingdom talks. I did not give a shit about this at all. Like it went from what the fuck is going on? And it was just bad. I did not give a fuck about this. People came out, tag teams came out. Like, I would have just loved, like, you could have skipped this whole goddamn segment and be like, next week, we have these teams battling each other. Besides the Young Bucks pop, everything about that was worthless. You have people that are on the TNA roster in the fucking ring with a hurt guy with a crutch. Fucking the Red Dragon, who's not the American Wolves, come out and they're like, hey, we want a tag team shot. Why aren't we challenging tag team? I don't fucking know. So he fucking comes out. Red Dragon's like, hey, guys, remember when fucking the Wolves were here? We're just as good as the Wolves, honestly. We're funny. We're the Wolves. No, you're not. And then the Young Bucks come out. We're like, ooh, Young Bucks. And then fucking Nigel McGuinness is like, yeah, this segment's gone way too long. All you fuckers wrestle each other next week in a Philly street fight. I thought this was the worst segment of the night, by far. My give a shit level was pretty goddamn low. What did you think of the Kingdom talks and all that? Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, it was a bit fidgety there. I did it. I can see where you're coming from about not giving a fuck. How they could have just easily just sent out a tweet like WWE seems to do best. Just send out a tweet saying that this is what match is going to happen next week. I can understand them doing that, but it gives them mic time, and I think it was just to nail the coffin in the head there by saying, look, Matt Taven's injured. I think just to put the nail there. I don't know. I'm a bit torn because at the end of the day, at least there's some build now. They're kind of still going with the story, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. Red Dragon want the tag titles. Young Bucks now in the mix and they want the tag titles. Kingdom say they want the tag titles. I don't know. I can see where you're coming from, but then I could see the other point of view of, hey, look, at least there is some build to the match, and that it's a good way of promoting the match. Because even though you hated this segment, you'll still remember that segment and think, oh yeah, that's what's happening next week. So I think that's what they're going for. So I'd rather that than the fucking opening promo from Monday Night Raw or any fucking day of the week. At least they promoted it for next week. But
At least it wasn't the opening promo. They would have definitely made in WWE or TNA. They probably would have made that the opening promo. At least we had a match to fucking get us prepared for that. So, next we have a non-title match. I fucking despise non-title matches. Unlike fucking loyalist to a company, I don't care if it's New Japan, Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, TNA, Chikara. I don't give a fuck what company it is for. If you have a non-title match, I fucking automatically fucking want to hit the fast forward button. It's just completely fucking worthless. When I ran a company for like 10 plus years. We never had a non-title match. If you were the goddamn champion, your title was on the fucking line. Ever. Fucking non-title match. Dumbest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. I can't, and I love Ring of Honor. I think their product's amazing. Fuck you and your non-title matches. Contract signings and non-title matches are fucking completely goddamn worthless. To me, it's like, non-title match. This match doesn't count. Why? Fuck you. You have War Machine versus House of Truth. You got Joey Diesel. I'm going to mess up his last name. Daddy Ego. And DJ with fucking Truth Martini. War Machine, I like a lot, but still, it feels weird that they're Ring of Honor tag champs and Ring of Honor. Like, if they were in any company, I'd be like, all right, War Machine. But Ring of Honor, I'm like, are you supposed to be here? And if you noticed with DJ, Moose, War Machine, it's funny because Ring of Honor was known as the land of midgets, by Ring of Honor haters. And now they have all these great athletes who can also wrestle. It's like Ring of Honor's like, all right, you want to steal all our great wrestlers? We'll find giants that can wrestle. We'll show you, WWE. And WWE's like, thank you. We'll steal them next month. Ring of Honor's like, yes, sir. But the fact that it was non-title really fucking, it was just like stepping on a fucking tack. It was just horrible. But yeah, you have War Machine. They go against the House of Truth. Martini slips in the book. And I love Truth Martini, but I think they're going to the Book of Truth spot way too much. Like, what killed it for me was they actually used it at Wrestle Kingdom. I was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Fucking, all right. So they fucking go to the Book of Truth, all that. D-Jack decides not to use it. He gets pinned. Truth Martini slaps him. The commentary did a great job. Truth Martini did a great job. Everyone did a great job telling the story. War Machine does one hell of a fucking finisher, leg drop, like kind of LOD looking fucking thing. I don't know what they call that. Do you know what they call their finisher?
Oh, I haven't got it written down. I tend to not take notes when I watch Ring of Honor because I just want to sit back and fucking relax and enjoy it. It's just, I don't know. If this was main event, it'll be a different story. Oh, don't get me started on main event. Get right. TNA spoilers main event. Dave Meltzer out of my mind right now. Come on. No,
Right.
Maybe the Fall of Man, or is that the Ascensions? I don't know. It's one of them.
Anyway, so yeah, fucking they hit it. It was pretty exciting. But D-Jack takes the thing. D-Jack did some amazing moves for a big man, and he was over with the audience. And Truth Martini slaps him, cuts one hell of a promo. Martini was on his game. The announcers were on their game. They just told a great story. And D-Jack decides to beat the shit out of his partner. Truth Martini fucking leaves. And it was kind of obvious, but still it was done very well. And the fans ate it up. And Truth Martini, he would be with Heyman kind of retired. Like, I know Heyman comes out and he's like, my client Brock Lesnar. And he plays patty cakes backstage with Stephanie McMahon. But really, is he really the best manager in the business? He might be the best manager of all time, but as of right now, I think Truth Martini does a way better job. So, I mean, hey, Heyman might be one of the greatest of all time with Bobby the Brain Heenan. That's an argument we can have for another day. But I think as of right now, Heyman's really doing nothing except collecting a paycheck, where Truth Martini is fucking the best manager in the business right now. So it should be interesting. But D-Jack, a lot of people fucking put him over And I think he lives up to the hype. I watched him. I enjoyed him a lot. And I'm like, way to go, Internet. What are your thoughts on the non-title match?
The point of the managers, I think the best manager right now is SoCal Val. Like how a woman that attractive can be such a you're there looking at her like, oh my god, she's so beautiful. Then she starts talking. You're like, oh, shut the fuck up, you fucking whore! Shut the fuck up, you whore! And what she's saying is what she's saying, and you're there like, oh, I want to hit you, I want to hit you. That's good.
It's hard for me to comment on SoCal Val because I feel like I know her too well. I've known SoCal Val since she's been like 12. So, like, when you're like, she's a whore, I'm like, I remember when she was 12 years old. And you're like, dude,
I'm calling her a whore because she's good at her job.
What's that? Yeah,
I'm calling her a whore because she's fucking amazing at her job. I'm not calling her a whore because she's Brie Bella. I'm calling her a whore in a nice way.
That's true. But she's also very beautiful. She's really great at what she does. But yeah, it's weird when you're old because you're like, oh my God, she's so freaking hot. And you're like, I remember when she was a young little innocent girl with the Strong brothers. Oh, those were good days. But yeah, well, that's cool that you think she's one of the best managers. I love SoCal Val in like a kind of, I'm an old man and watch you grew up, but I don't want to touch you because I remember when you were young kind of love. But I don't think she's as good as Truth Martini. But I'm glad she's being brought up into conversation. And is there anything else you want to add to this?
That made Dijak. That guy's made now. Fucking incredible athlete. Generally a great worker, and you know he's ever since. I don't know if it's happened recently, but the past like few months. I mean, I think he's coming over to the UK for a couple of indies. I know the indies on his Twitter machine. He's doing a lot of tweeting for his indie event. So hopefully now, obviously he's on TV. It bumps up his indie deals so he can make more money. And I think he's a great athlete. And that finisher, I have no fucking clue what the name is. The name surpasses me, but it's a torture rack into a GTS. A go to sleep, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it looks fucking lethal. No pun intended. It looks absolutely incredible. I mean,
yeah, I marked out for the finisher. So, yeah, I enjoy it. By the way, for those, I don't know if we mentioned this already, we're reading the results of 411 Mania. If we read the results, we like to plug different sites and usually we just go with whoever Google fucking sends us first on the search. Next, the main event, and I normally don't like matches like this, but I was hook, line, and sinker, didn't know who was going to win. You had Dalton Castle with his boys Moose, Matt Sydal, and Jay Briscoe. And even though they went to a commercial often, we got to go the way of Lucha Underground. What is this fucking commercial shit in the middle of matches, Ring of Honor? You're better than that. Even besides that, I thought it was to be really exciting. I thought it was a real fun match. I didn't know who was going to win. And I was happy with the finish. Matt Sydal is about to hit his finisher, but the boys kind of interfere, not really. But it gives enough opening for Dalton Castle to hit his finisher, and Dalton Castle pins Matt Sydal. The commentary did a great job. My favorite line is, I've heard Jay Briscoe say Dalton Castle reminds me of his brother. That fucking got me. And I fucking enjoyed it a lot. And I enjoy all four athletes in it. Moose is amazing. Jay Briscoe, of course. And I'm a huge super fan of Dalton Castle right now. I just think he's got to be one of the hottest fucking, I don't know if pun intended, but one of the hottest fucking wrestlers in Ring of Honor, maybe in wrestling right now. Just the fans love him. He's such a fucking great character, and he's such a great wrestler, too. Usually, when you have a great character, they're normally, not all the time, but if you're a betting man, you're like, that's a great character. It's usually attached to a horrible wrestler. And that's not the case with Dalton Castle. He has one hell of a character, and he's one hell of a fucking wrestler. And I fucking really enjoyed it. I think maybe this is a year Dalton Castle does amazing things. And not only that, but being old school Ring of Honor fans, I watched Ring of Honor. I did stop with LOL 18 Gate, but that's a whole other story. But I remember watching, Scoot Andrews, the first fucking thing. By the way, I don't know if I've ever told you this. I used to work in radio, and I'd be like, oh man, I love Ring of Honor. And so many people got me the first event on DVD that I had stacks of it. The first ever Ring of Honor, I must have had like 100 copies of the first event. Because like, oh, you like Ring of Honor? Here, have this. I'm like, wow, it's the first DVD. Meanwhile, there's a stack of them this high in my fucking living room. Like, I had so many ROH DVDs of the first event ever that Kid Cheese, who's in the Splatoon finals, would use them as blocks. Because I was like, all right, well, I saw my main man, Scoot Andrews. Scoot Andrews for life. I love Scoot Andrews. If the world could know about Scoot Andrews before I die, that would be amazing. But Dalton Castle was amazing, and I enjoyed it a lot. And where I was going with that is, can you imagine being an old school Ring of Honor fan and describe Dalton Castle and be like, oh, he's going to be over in Philadelphia? You would have lost your shit. You'd be like, no. Be like, just think about it. Just imagine, back when RF Video was around, or they're still around, but, before LOL Gates. Just imagine you going to a Philadelphia RF Video Ring of Honor thing and be like, hey, dude, in a couple years, there's going to be this guy who comes out in wings, and he might be gay, he might not be gay, but he has two guys dressed as, like, Egyptian naked men, and he calls them the boys. And they would just be like, no, that will never get over in Philadelphia. Fast forward 2016, we're like, yeah! Times are a-changing. I just think that it's amazing. Moose is an awesome athlete. Sydal, I don't know. Like, Matt Sydal is so awesome, but at the same time, I just don't give a shit. Like I don't know. It's such a weird thing. Like, if you pulled a gun to my head, is Matt Sydal awesome? He's awesome. Do you cheer for him? Not really. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's like that former WWE guy. Even like he teamed up at Wrestle Kingdom with Ricochet. And everyone, Red Dragon didn't get a pop at all. Poor Red Dragon. But everyone else got a huge pop, and Matt Sydal and Ricochet came out, and they were like, Ricochet! And I felt bad for Matt Sydal. He's like, I'm here too. Yeah, Ricochet's a great guy. Like, it was like the worst tag team matchup ever. So, I don't know. I love you, Matt Sydal. I got to find a reason to root for you, brother. You being angry at WWE, that's like, I don't know. It's like rooting for LK about fucking being angry about Meltzer. I just can't do it. I can't do it. You got to fucking bring something to the table. But he's an amazing athlete. I just don't feel the love. Jay Briscoe is absolutely awesome. And never six-man tag champ. So, your thoughts on the main event?
I enjoyed it. I was kind of confused because if I remember right, I thought at one point he said this was a number one contenders match. And then I don't know if it was or not, so I'm like, I don't know if I misheard him talk about number one contenders for something else. But I remember this being a number one contenders match, so when Castle got the win, I was like, whoa, he's going for the number one contender for the world title. What the fuck's going on here? But then the commentators didn't bump that, so I'm thinking, okay, is this just a four-way for a four-way sake? And if that is, that's kind of poor. But it was a great match. I marked out for Matt Sydal's reverse Rana. I love that. That's one of my all-time favorite moves. Like that's it's a stupid move. Like that off the top is one move I want to see live. Like before I die, that's one move I want to see before I die. A reverse Rana off the top. So if I go to a show and I'm on it, and you want your tee bought from Pro Wrestling Tees, fucking do that move. I don't care who you are. You're fucking Big Damo, whoever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you're Vader, you want that one last match. You want that one last merch sale. Do a reverse run off the top and I'll fucking buy your merch. I'll fucking go over there, shake your hand, buy your fucking merchandise easy.
All right, so there you go. Risk your life and we will pay you $20 for a t-shirt, good sir. It seems like a fair trade.
It is a fucking. Think about it, I'll be wearing on this show. Oh, what shirt's that? Okay. Oh, it's a Donovan Dijak shirt where he hit a reverse runner off the top rope. And then people are like, Donovan Dijak, who? Reverse run off the top? I must see this guy. Then they buy his shirt. Come on.
All right. I respect your confidence, sir. All right. You want to go to some live comments?
Yeah, if we have any.
No problem. We got one from Facebook. We'll have to do this on a Q&A because this guy keeps asking the same question, and I guess he doesn't watch the podcast, so I'm like, all right. He says, what do you think of Cena's chance on the Rumble? I think he's too injured, and I think if he does come back and it's just a work, I think he'll get booed out of the building. I think he has to heal up, and even if he is healed, just wait till people actually miss you. Thank you for those who tweeted us. Much love. Appreciate it. Thank you for those on Facebook who liked us. Thomas on The live chat just screams House of Truth. I agree. I love House of Truth. Andy Paps, week win, trying to watch ROH on ROH website. Oh my God, Ring of Honor, get a real television deal. Fuck comment, sci-fi wannabe. Yeah, sometimes getting Ring of Honor is not easy. Roppongi Vice are amazing. I agree. Andy Papp says our audio problems are fixed. He also says it looks like YouTube doesn't want you guys reviewing ROH. Yeah, if there's any audio problems, maybe we just have to dump this one and do it again. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hopefully there's no audio problems. Thomas says audio is cutting out, Dave. Sinister Lobster says YouTube sucks. Yeah, YouTube, get your shit together.
It's been good for me since we came back from the since we got back from
maybe
the.
We'll have like a little. Maybe we'll have like a little bubble. We're like, hey, some technical difficulties. Sorry, dude. You know, maybe we'll do that once we can edit the video. And Dave, how? This is from Thomas Savrosky. Dave, how would you compare the ROH atmosphere to Lucha? Very similar in some ways. I mean, they're both excited, but ROH fans, they kind of like take breaks every now and then, and I don't think the Lucha Underground, but it's hard because Lucha Underground's edited. I think if I was there live, I could tell the difference, but from just watching on television, I don't think there's that much of a difference. I mean, if I had to, just going off television, it looks like Lucha Underground fans are way more into it, but you never know. That might just be video editing and all that. So overall, I find it to be pretty interesting. Any nuts. Yeah, I think that's it for the live comments. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Please check out KocoSports.net, ProWrestling.me. We'll have to put a little warning. Okay, watch the show later, and if it's unwatchable, we'll just delete it, and you can do it as a solo show.
You son of a bitch. Oh, you'll do it, won't you? You'll do it as a solo, you son of a bitch.
Because I got to go teach the orphans. The orphans ain't going to learn English and the ways of life with me doing ROH reviews. So there you go. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. I think it's definitely worth watching. I think the first match and the last match. I noticed a pattern with Ring of Honor television. It does seem like that's a pattern. The first match and the last match are amazing. And I think that's a good thing. Hey, I'll be there in a second, pal. I'm just ending the show.
Could we write this down as quite possibly the very worst show me and you have ever done in the history of our partnership?
Hey, why don't you plug something while I go let this guy in? Or do you want to end it? Yeah, this has been a horrible. We had technical difficulties. You came off complaining about a troll who got under your skin. You know what? Hopefully this show was good enough for you guys. I apologize for it being horrible. You know, maybe this is a sign we shouldn't review Ring of Honor anymore. Like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully next show will be better. With that, I am over. Bum, 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 bum.